Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Before we dive in, please take a minute to subscribe to my channel if you don't already. And please check out the link you see on your screen for a message from our sponsor, The Motley Fool, where you can get the top 10 stocks to buy right now. All right. So these are the five largest real estate stocks I own in my portfolio right now. And some of these you might be familiar with, some you might not. So we're going to go through them one at a time and just kind of give an overview of what they do and why I put so much of my own money behind them. So, Howard Hughes Corporation is the largest of the five in my portfolio. If you're not familiar, think of Howard Hughes as a real life version of SimCity. They develop these, they buy these big city sized plots of blank land, and they develop them into these master plan communities, which are really like small cities. The Woodlands in Texas is a Howard Hughes community. Summerlin near Las Vegas is one. The general model is that they buy all this land, they'll sell a little bit of it to home developers that build residential neighborhoods. Those create demand for things like offices and other types of commercial buildings, and Howard Hughes builds those and rents those out to tenants. The presence of those creates even more demand for residential housing, so they sell a little bit more land off. Then they'll build some more commercial amenities and so on and so on. That cycle can repeat for decades. It's a very long-term focused value creation play. It doesn't pay a dividend, but it has a ton of long-term potential. Number two is Realty Income. Ticker symbol is O. Realty Income actually has a trademark on the term the monthly dividend company. It has that 4.5% dividend yield, but it pays in monthly installments, which is kind of nice if you're a retiree, especially. One of the largest real estate investment trusts in the world. It owns a little more than 11,000 properties. Most of them, they're pretty much all freestanding properties, meaning just one tenant in each one. And about 80% of them are retail in nature. Walgreens, Dollar General, those are the kind of retail tenants Realty Income leases to. Companies that aren't too recession prone, aren't too vulnerable to e-commerce headwinds and things like that. And that's also a top 10 holding of mine. The first real estate stock I ever bought, and I've added to it many, many times over the years. Next, and this is also a top 10 holding, 4 out of my top 10 are real estate stocks, is Empire State Realty Trust, ticker symbol ESRT. And the quick description, exactly what it sounds like. It owns the Empire State Building. It also owns a portfolio of other buildings in and around the New York City area. Most of them are offices. It has some multifamily properties as well. A little over $1 billion market cap, so relatively small company. Pays a dividend of just under 2%. I think this is one of the most undervalued stocks in my portfolio. It trades for just a fraction of what it would cost to actually replace the Empire State Building. So the actual value of its assets, it trades for a nice discount. Next is Ryman Hospitality Properties, RHP. This is also a top 10 holding. I mentioned 4 out of my top 10 are real estate stocks. Ryman is a hotel REIT, but they focus on a specific type. They own 5 hotel properties, all under the Gaylord brand name. And these are all big group-focused hotels. They focus on conventions, conferences, things like that. They also own a portfolio of entertainment assets. In Nashville, they own the Grand Ole Opry. They own the Ryman Auditorium, which is where the company gets its name. And they are in the process of acquiring a few more. So just under $5 billion market cap. I think there's a lot of room to grow the portfolio over time. There's a lot of demand for group business these days, especially now with so many people working remotely. Getting together is that much more important. So Ryman is one that I think has a bright future ahead of it. And last of the top 5, just outside of my top 10, is Digital Realty Trust, ticker symbol DLR. They are a data center operator. They're one of the largest in the world. They own and operate these data centers, which you can think of as the physical homes of the internet. Every time you access a cloud-based program or go to a website or watch a video like this one that is stored online, that has to live somewhere, and that's kind of where data centers come in. So a lot of demand, a lot of long-tail demand, because the sophistication and amount of data flowing around the world isn't, declining anytime soon. So I love this as a long-term play, especially after the recent declines. Very nice dividend payer, well over 4.5%. one that I plan to keep in my portfolio for a long time to come. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click subscribe if you don't subscribe to my channel already. And as always, this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. Be sure to visit www.fool.com/Frankel to receive the top 10 best stocks to buy now.